Welcome. Chief Sales Guy, going to teach us all about it, Gord Grant.
What is this? I'm going to miss that slide. Anybody have a clue what this is? This is a Toastmaster club. Might not look like one, but that's really what it is. We create a really unique environment. It's a great place to be. It's a comfortable place to be. It's got scenery, the people. And we put up these big signs that say, "You should be here." And we put the posters out in the hallway of the building, and we hope upon hope that this sign is going to drag people into this, and it almost never does. The people who see that sign are already thinking of Toastmasters, and that is necessarily the people that we want to reach out and get. We'll certainly welcome them. That's the guest member journey. Really what we need to look at is, what does my club provide people, and why would they want to be part of it? Now, this is obviously a slide that Lynette has not had a chance to fix. This is the left brain thinking me that created this one. But if you think at any moment in time where you start the program, is that people come in with an agenda. They join Toastmasters because they have a speech coming up, or a wedding, or they need to give some talk somewhere that they feel that Toastmasters was going to fit the bill. So they join Toastmasters, and when they get involved with it, they discover that there are some really nice people in this group. You know, like the cohort that we have doing Coachcraft, we decided we quite like each other. And as a result of Toastmasters bringing us together, we now have a lasting friendship. So that's where the social line comes in. Is that when you're first involved with a club, you're really in the program, you don't know people that well. But the more time you spend, you get to like them. And over time, they parallel, and then the education tends to drop off. The club that I belong to, I go because twice a month, I get a chance to ridicule and laugh at people. And that's the club that we have. MVP is a place where there's some really great speeches, but at the same time, before and after the meeting, there's a significant amount of teasing that goes on. And there's great fellowship, and it's fun. So the social aspect of that club gets me up when it's minus 40 and I've got to drive to the club. Some of the people drive all the way across town to be part of this. And it's not necessarily just the points and the education. We go because it is a boatload of enjoyment when we're part of it. So the social aspect of the club is a very important key to that club's success, not just the program itself. The program is the glue that brings us all together. I'm going to pop this one up. This is a brochure right off the Toastmasters site. And the career salesperson that I am, this is 36 years in sales now. The benefits are clear. Who gets to decide what the benefit is? The buyer. The buyer, not the seller. So I get kind of a giggle out of this, in that this is really what's known as a general benefit statement, where you throw out a bunch of benefits that the company's provided for you, or Toastmasters in this case, and you hope that one of them lands. You're praying that something that you said is going to spark that interest, and that person is now going to at least pursue coming to a meeting. So that's what the benefits are. The trick is, again, going back to that coach, mentor, trainer role, is that once you've thrown these out, you need to understand what is interesting to that individual. I've given you a list of things that other people have found that make a good reason for being a Toastmaster. Do any of them make sense to you? What else are you looking for? how could we make Toastmasters work for you? Now you're into the what, why, when, how questions, not just, would you like to come to a meeting, which is a simple yes or no. You need to engage them in that conversation and get them part of that. So remember, benefits are in the eyes of the buyer, not in the eyes of the seller. And we are selling Toastmasters every time we do it. This is my other, just kills me when I saw this one. This is really important for the people who walk in the door. Anybody that walks in the door of a club is a guest, and we have a firm process for moving them from that guest to member. And they are welcome. So in that case, then when they say Toastmasters comes from all walks of life, this is everybody. The whole world should be part of Toastmasters. But I'm not arguing that. What I'm saying is that yes, when they come in the door. But is that the member that you need for that club to be successful? Maybe not. The club needs to decide what an ideal member looks like. And that's not to make it exclusive, or that they can only be this person. And this is a role that you play as the club coach. You need to sit in one of these meetings and take it offline. Who is needed in order to make this club successful? What individual, what attributes do they have that's going to make a difference to this club? It might be we need somebody with great organizational skills, somebody who can rally people, somebody who can motivate. And looking around Toastmasters, it might be maybe we need to bring some youth into this club. Maybe we need to have a different kind of energy. But this is a discussion that has to go on in the club, and everybody has to participate in it. It might take quite a bit of time in order to nail that down. Once everybody agrees that, yes, these are the attributes that we're looking for that is going to take this club into the future, now you know what you're looking for. So when you go out and you're meeting individuals in your work or other social areas or in parties, whatever, now you know this person has the kind of things I think would be good at Toastmasters. And now you can launch into, here's some of the things that are going on, here's the benefits, why I'm in Toastmasters, what you might get out of it, and now you need to put a little bit of energy into bringing them in, because you know what you're looking for. And that might not be just one person, there might be attributes in this person, a little bit of different attributes in another, but it gives you somewhere to look for in order to know what you're looking, what you need. So don't just go based on anybody with a heartbeat. What are you looking for? How many times have you gone to an environment where there's a ton of people and they walk up and go, I hear you're a Toastmaster, I want to join? Infrequent. I mean, that's what it's called in sales, a bluebird. Well, the bird flies into your lap and lies there. Great. I just got a DCP. These are some of the things that I think you need to listen for to help you pick up on some of the things that people might say that are a little outside of I want to join Toastmasters. I never get a chance to speak in a business meeting. Okay, why is that? What's happening in that meeting that you don't get a chance to participate? What would make a difference? Is this something you're concerned of? What can we do to make you more vocal? Where are your challenges? Right? Easy to start the conversation when you hear that. My favorite is my career isn't going the way I expected. We're in corporate world all the time or in any kind of organization. And you'll come across these people that go, you know, I didn't think it was going to work out this way. There's your open door. Why do you say that? What's happened in the past? This is an opportunity for you to engage. And what's missing and what could Toastmasters offer you that gets that career on the path that you want it to be? Great ideas after the meeting ends. This is my favorite one. I always walk out of the meeting and go, oh crap. I could have said this instead of that, and that would have been really good. And I missed out on it. So there's a whole bunch there. This slide deck is going to be up, but it'll give you an idea that when you hear these things, this is the door that's being opened for you to engage with that individual. This is where you start to drill in and start asking them what you can do to help and how Toastmasters might do that. As you're working with your clubs and they've discovered that these are the kind of people we need as part of this, now you need to build up this list of things, questions, that your ideal member might say. So what is that person likely to say? How can you listen for what that person is saying that now you can engage them in becoming a Toastmaster? This is another one of those duh moments. What can Toastmasters provide? Well, there's lots of things that it will do, but really, until you know what that person needs, this becomes a bit of an irrelevant piece. There are tons of great things that Toastmasters offer, but until you really get the understanding of what they are looking for, that really doesn't make a lot of sense. You know that there's great leadership opportunities. You know that there's an opportunity to speak. You know that there's an opportunity to develop friendships. So you've got all that in your toolkit. Don't get so focused on, here's what we have to offer. Here's the program. That comes once they're involved and they become a guest and you get them involved in it. So don't take them, you don't feed them the full meal right at the first time they sit down. So how do you go from taking them from, here's an idea, to being a member? There's several steps involved in doing it. And for those folks that are a little concerned about, I don't want to be a salesperson, almost none of us do. Nobody I know in the sales world woke up at age 6 and said, darn, in 10 years I can be a salesperson. But we get involved because we make a difference in our clients' lives. And that's what keeps us going. And the easy way to do it is to think that you're not asking them to buy anything, you're not asking them to join, you're asking them to make steps in commitment. And the first thing you're asking them to commit is a little bit of their time. Just a little bit of time for me to tell you my experience and what other people have experienced in Toastmaster. Can you give me 5 minutes? That's the first level of commitment you're asking them for. Once you've stimulated some thought, now you want more of their time and their willingness to explore what Toastmasters might be. Now this is where they're starting to open up and you're asking the questions about what do you need, and now you're trying to fit that into what we can offer. The next one is a commitment to resolve concerns. And these are known as objections. Where somebody said, you know what, Tuesday night's bad for me. I can't do Tuesday night. That's a concern. Now you can help resolve that. Well, maybe it's not my club. Let me find you another one. Right? So that's overcoming the challenges that they're throwing up. I don't have time. That's the famous one. You even hear it amongst Toastmasters. Sorry, can't be on the executive, don't have time. So understanding there's concerns that need to be done. Now you're going to ask them for the commitment to decide. Will you join? Are you willing to come to a few meetings? Will you be part of our commitment to the journey of Toastmasters? And then the commitment to execute. And the commitment to execute is dead simple. Pay your money. Okay? You're involved. You can see what we offer. Let's join. Let's get you involved in this club. And those are the steps that you need to follow, that everybody goes through. You're not asking them to sign up right away. All you're doing is ask them to make little commitments along the way, rather than the big commitment all at once. This is a really effective way of getting people into your club. With that, I'll turn it back to the spirit school.